Welcome back, guys. I hope you're having a beautiful day. In today's adventure of a video, we're reading some more Entitled Parents. Gonna be a wonderful episode, and I hope you're ready for this. We did the Nice Guys yesterday and the Entitled Parents today. Non-stop entitlement on the Vincey channel. And yeah, guys, sit back and relax and let's get straight into it. Enjoy, guys. My entitled mother threw a fit over her gift that she picked herself. Originally, she wanted this designer bag in a bucket bag style. Sold out, so I pick a bag similar to it, in the same color and a different style. Weeks later, she sees another purse that she likes, and she asks if I can return the other one and get this one instead. Before purchasing it, I told her several times that I didn't like it, or the material the purse was made of, and mentioned that the leather was too soft, because there were already scratches on it, and she insisted I get it, so I did. Christmas morning comes, and I ask her if she wants to open her gift, and she says no. Later after dinner, when everybody was opening their gift, she pushes it off again. She finally opens up and starts complaining. She complains about how it was all messed up and how she wanted to return it. I told her I couldn't because it was discounted and sold as is. She responded that she was still gonna return it. I reminded her again how I told her I don't think she should get it, and of course her response was, I don't remember that. I'm fed up and I'm now heartbroken because no matter what I do, it seems like it's never enough. I asked how it was even possible that she found fault and disliked something that she picked out herself, and something else that makes this whole situation worse is she didn't even get anyone anything for Christmas, not even my little sisters whose birthday was on Christmas. Update: my mum told my brother that she no longer wanted the purse because it wasn't what she expected, even though she saw it in person and picked it out herself. Not only that, but I asked if I can talk to her so I can express how she made me feel, and she told me that she doesn't want to talk to me because I was rude to her. Oh, I'm so sorry, OP, that's so frustrating. And yeah, they're not even grateful a little bit, and by the sounds of it, they're trying to make drama. Are they one of those sorts of people who has to make an issue out of everything, or actually kind of enjoys complaining and making a fuss? Because it definitely feels like it. And yeah, like you said, has the audacity to complain about this, but doesn't get anybody else a present. Yeah, that sucks, and I don't really know what you do in a situation like this. Yeah, like the top comment says, oh my god, she's cruel. Nothing will ever be good enough for her, so stop trying to please her. Hopefully you can get your little sister away. From now on, get her exactly what she got everybody else. Sell the purse and give the money to your sister. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Like, yeah, if they're not happy with it, take it back and don't replace it. They don't deserve anything. The next one is called My Cousin Sends Our Family Her Child's Christmas List Each Year, and it's completely insane. Every November, I, 24 female, receive a dreaded text in our extended family group chat from my cousin, 35 female. The text always includes a highly detailed Christmas list from her 5-year-old, who we'll call Penny. The items are always expensive, obscure, and very hard to find. Additionally, she expects us to reply with the item that we have purchased, and then sends back the updated list with the item checked off. Each year, there's the exact number of items for the people in the chat, and once people hurry to claim the cheapest ones, you're left with the $100 to $300 items to choose from. Wait a second, no, this is awful. This is such a rude thing to do, and it completely defeats the purpose of you guys buying a present. You're meant to choose something that you think is going to be a good gift for somebody, which makes it personal. There's nothing nice about them just telling you what to buy and you buying it, and yet then you feel obligated to buy something expensive too. Yeah, no, if I were you, OP, I wouldn't be going along with stuff like this. My cousin is an only child and her mum caters to this, as well as her dad, but the rest of us are getting pretty sick of it. Yeah, well then don't buy stuff. Last year somebody didn't follow the list and said they'd already bought something else in the group chat, and she responded that isn't what Penny wants this year, which made them feel guilty for not adhering to this insanity. Oh my god, this one's infuriating. Okay, so now some backstory. Penny has autism, is non-verbal, and is the sweetest child ever. My cousin and her husband are good parents for the most part, but they're a little self-focused. For example, they're both collectors of things like manga and toys, and they lose their minds if Penny touches their things, and their home is full of their collections. They have an entire room dedicated to this, which they call the fun room, and their daughter isn't even allowed in. Not so fun. Now here's the kicker. The items on the list are almost always part of a collection, either vintage, certain edition, this or that, and tons of Beanie Babies. They have started a toy collection similar to their own for Penny, but it's a lot of stuff that I've never seen her enjoy or show much interest in. One year, the most excitement she showed was for the box, and she loves Disney movies and Paw Patrol, but never has she gotten gifts related to these things. Also, we suggested some gifts like a toy kitchen or something interactive and sensory, and they shut that down in favor of some expensive Lego? Star Wars Lego? She's 5. I know damn well that's going straight to daddy's fun room. This year I'm getting her an Ariel doll and a matching dress. I'm stopping the madness. Oh my god, hell yes, OP. And yeah, good luck with this because the madness needs to end. Like, this is bloody ridiculous. And the fact that they think they can do this, but yeah, you're doing the right thing, OP. The first step is to not entertain this sort of BS. I can't get over that. It's so rude. And yeah, so self-centered and so entitled. And yeah, the backstory about them and their toy collection didn't really do them any favors. They kind of sound even worse now. But yeah, good job, OP. You can't enable crap like this. The next one is called My Natural Hair Color is Too Much for My Mother to Handle. I didn't know where else to post this. My mum started taking me to hair salons to get my hair highlighted when I was around 10. I was never asking for it, but I went along with it because I thought it was cool that my mum was letting me bleach my hair. I got tired of it around a year later. I tried one time to get lowlights instead of highlights, but it didn't work out. I didn't like arguing, so I stopped trying after that. I more or less let it go until about a year ago. When I told her I was going to grow out my natural hair color, I figured that since I'm an adult, it'd be easier. She agreed initially, but after a couple of months, she couldn't deal with how my roots looked, said that there was enough stress in her life already, and she didn't need one more thing on top of it all. Got back into a salon, highlights again. I argued, but I got tired of it. Your hair color shouldn't affect their life at all. Am I missing something here? She is truly a good mother, and we are very close. You have to understand that she's not in the best place mentally right now, and I absolutely hate the idea of making her feel worse. Yeah, but this is not something that should make her feel worse, and it's kind of ridiculous for them to get upset about your hair color. I don't want to go into her issues because that feels wrong to do online, but it's important to note that she has always had people in her life controlling her hair too. She knows what she's doing but can't bring herself to stop. I'm not asking for anyone to solve my problem. I know I'm an adult and I could start doing whatever I want regardless of her. I just needed a place to vent and maybe get some others' opinions on the situation. Edit, I clarified this in some comments, but I feel like it's necessary to add here. Her issue is with the color itself, not just the roots. Yeah, the top comment. She can't bring herself to stop, but you can. Mum, I'm not coloring my hair anymore. My hair, my choice. This is where the discussion stops. Walk into another room or hang up the phone. Don't engage with her on this subject. Yeah, 1,000,000%. And if you feel like you have to do this, OP, or you should do this, then do it because it's completely your choice. And like, surely your mum will get over it. Like, it's bloody hair, for God's sake. Not really something that needs to become an issue. But yeah, good luck, OP. The next one is called In-Laws Want a Free 5-Star Holiday Abroad. This story happened several years ago. We needed a witness at the consulate, so my husband proposed his parents, as they're both retired. They had to fly abroad and they wanted us to pay for their flights. Fine, yeah, sounds reasonable. And then they said they needed a translator, so my brother-in-law had to go with them. Fine, sounds reasonable. But then they said that we needed to pay for the hotel. Fine. Then we needed to pay for my brother-in-law's language course and their 2-month holiday in a 5-star hotel because they were doing a favor. What the hell? I ended up calling my parents. Yeah, once again, like the top comment says, at least you got a serious heads up to how they are and are now forewarned about doing anything with them. Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know, and I'm not gonna ask again. The next one is called Should I Kick Her Out? I, 27 female, and my husband, 29 male, live in the same building as my mother-in-law, 55 female. The owner of the building accepted selling it to me, and I'm paying like a monthly rent until I pay it all off. Mother-in-law has no idea that I own it, and she gives me rent money every month. I have 2 female Labradors, and mother-in-law has 1 male Labrador and 1 mixed breed. So when my dogs were in the front yard, I used to feed all 4 of them out of my money, and she would only clean if she was passing by and she sees some poop. Overall, it's either me or my hubby who cleans. Yesterday, I completed a kennel made out of concrete and all the heating and cooling things so the dogs have their own little house. And as they're both potty trained, we even put like a sand corner for them. I gave mother-in-law the previous house for her dogs, which is in perfect condition. And we also reminded her that from now on, she needs to step up and take care of her own dogs, as we're expecting a baby and we'll use the extra money towards the baby instead of her dogs. She got so mad for that and started berating me and telling me that her son would never do that to a widow, etc. I cut her off and I told her that my dogs are now in the backyard and the left corner of the front yard is hers as long as she maintains it well and keeps the dogs in control. Last week, the postman accidentally gave my bills to my mother-in-law and she opened it and saw that I had insurance cover on my dogs since I bought them. In my country, we buy dogs and they usually stay outside. She's now angry at me and my husband for not getting insurance cover for her dogs, and I've now been getting phone calls from everybody in the family telling me that I'm an awful person. I've been thinking of telling her that I'm the owner of the building, as this is the last month of payment that I need to make, and to tell her to pack her bags and find somewhere else to live. Yeah, like this comment says, a bunch of family members called, but notice that none of them offered to insure the mother-in-law's dogs until the family members start contributing monetarily. Their opinion doesn't matter. Yeah, I was gonna say, the bloody family commenting on this, that's a bit much, isn't it? And also, like the top comment says, not the a-hole, but I wouldn't tell. I'd wait until it's all paid off and paperwork is in my name. Who knows what she might try with the family and or the landlord if you give her a heads up like that. Yeah, definitely. I don't feel like you should tell them that you own it. Maybe try and get them out of there first. The next one is called My Mother Got Rude with a Friend of Mine and Wonders Why We Won't Help Her. My mum just assumes that my friends are just there to take her BS, and I just waited until one of my friends just yelled at her. My friend Tyler can be entitled, but right now my mother is the entitled one. She just expects my friends to take her abuse and just roll with it. Tyler decided to tell me that he won't be watching her dogs and cats on the next vacation. I was frustrated because now my mother expects me to use my paid time off and stay up at her house to watch the animals because, as she said it, I don't have plans. Newsflash, the vacation isn't until July and the first weekend where I'll be at a convention, and I already paid for the tickets. I told my mum, who just said, well, can't you just go the week after? I told her that conventions don't work like that, and she's gonna have to pay a pet hotel because I'm not giving up my paid time off just to be a pet sitter. I also had to remind her that I'm a grown-ass adult and I've got a life. She's still acting all entitled and like I owe her something, which I don't. She doesn't seem to understand that she's acting like a jerk. It's almost Christmas and she has the gall to demand my paid time off to be used for her vacation. I'm saving my paid time off and I want to use it for either emergencies or time for myself. To sum it up, my entitled mother mouthed off to a friend and then decides I have to make time for her. Yeah, the top comment is so simple. F her and her BS. Yeah, honestly, OP, 100%. I'm sorry that you have to deal with stuff like this, but yeah, definitely don't give in to her BS. And also, just so you guys know, there is some mentions of suicide in this next post. You can skip to this time on the screen for the next post. The next one is called, Is it appropriate for my mum to track my location as I'm 28 years old? Okay, so I feel like we don't even need to read this. No, definitely not. It's really embarrassing that my mum still tracks my location and I'm almost 30. If I go somewhere she wasn't expecting me to go or is somewhere that she doesn't recognize, she'll text me, where are you? Like she can literally see where I am on the map. Why still ask me where I am? I know she's just nosy and wants to control me. I've tried turning off my location in the past and it resulted in a huge fit from her, so I turned it back on. But it's like I feel like I have no privacy and I don't even live with her. I feel so stuck and I really want to break this hold that my mum has on me. I'm almost 30 freaking years old and my mum is still asking me where I am and when I'll be home. Now, when I was in college, I did attempt to take my own life a few times in my car. Overdosed on pills while I was in a parking lot. So I do recognize that she maybe has some anxiety coming from that, but I haven't been suicidal for years now. I was okay with her having my location for a few years after that because I understand that she has anxiety, which I partially caused, but she has to trust me at some point, and I feel like a child even though I live alone and pay my own bills. I can't seem to break this control that my mum has over. I know it's going to cause a huge fight if I turn my location off, so I just deal with it, but I need my independence. I'm going crazy. Yeah, OP, you're definitely going to have to stop this at some point, even if it does cause a fight. Yeah, like the top comment says, turn your location off, and if she does flip out, just hang up and temporarily block her. She will get the hint eventually. Yeah, definitely, it's going to have to stop at some point. I feel for you though, OP. That's not a fun situation. The next one is called, I Just Wanted to Be a Kid. My mum's immigrant guilt ruined my childhood. My mum and I immigrated to the US in 1997. She met my stepdad through an international dating service. My life in America was never hard, so to speak. My mum always told me and my sister growing up that times were tough. As a kid, I never knew what it meant. My childhood was filled with the word no. As a kid, you're gonna want toys and you're gonna want to go do things with your friends. My mum always said no, and if I asked my stepdad, all he would say was go ask your mama, which always led to a no. Now, I will say this, I was never starved and I was given what I needed growing up, but it was always bottom of the barrel. I remember I asked my mum for a pair of Nike shoes once, and I really mean once. They were $65.99, and my mum looked at me and said, you're so greedy, you're so ungrateful for what you have. Your family back home could never afford nice shoes like that. Don't ever ask for shoes like that again. Until I got my first job, I wore Walmart and Kmart. My mum had drilled it into my head that me asking for things that any kid would ask for was wrong, that my family back home had it so bad that I'd be doing them an injustice just for having clothes or toys or video games when they couldn't. A side note that's important was when I came to America initially, my mum and stepdad did not want me to start school a year late, so I brain dumped Spanish and I learned English. It wasn't until last last year, 2022, that I really started taking initiative to learn Spanish. Also, a side note about my parents. They have separate bank accounts and my stepdad claims that his money is his and my mum's money is hers. This will become relevant. Also, my mum would never pay for a ticket for me to visit our home country because she said it was too expensive and that I didn't speak Spanish anyway. I got to the point where I was very fluent in conversational Spanish. My original plan was to surprise my mum that I'd been practicing by getting in touch with my family members back in our home country. I was talking to one of my cousins and I asked her how her day was. She said it was okay, but she was waiting for the wire from my mum. At first, I thought that was some sort of slang that I was not familiar with, so I asked her to clarify what she meant. She then tells me she was waiting for my mum to send $800 down to them and that they were waiting at a Western Union for her MoneyGram to come in. At first, I'm thinking something's wrong and I offer to help. My cousin says, no, your mum does this every month. I asked again if something was wrong and my cousin said no, so then I asked how long my mum has been doing this and she said since 1999. I asked her, has it always been $800? My cousin explains that every month is a little different, but it's always been at least $600 a month. I said, all right, and I called my mum. I told her that our cousin told me about the money you've been sending down there every month since 1999. She said, yeah, for your grandmother's medicines. I called her out. No, it's not. You send them money because you feel guilty about living in America and they can't. So you send them money every month and they spend it on the same stuff that you've told me that I wasn't allowed to have because I was quote unquote greedy. I told her that during that conversation I asked my cousin what type of clothes and shoes they wear. They said all the name brands that I was never allowed to look at. They took vacations on my mum's dime to Brazil, Peru and Puerto Rico. While I missed every single school field trip that required money, I got a job at 14 so I could help with groceries and buy my own clothes because I felt that I was costing my mum too much money. I explained that according to them she would send at least $600 a month down there. That would mean that she sent over 170 grand. I told her she could have helped me and my sister get through college, but instead we had to take the student loan route. I asked her this question: is the reason you never bought me and my sister tickets to go visit because you didn't want us to see the truth? Her reply: I brought you to America. You had it better than all of them. You're just ungrateful. I said, no, I just don't feel guilty about being here. If they really wanted to come here, they should have used the 170 grand you sent them. If you've made it this far, you might be wondering where my stepdad is in all this. His belief is, if the conversation's about money that isn't his, then it's not his problem. It was never about the clothes or the shoes. I felt so betrayed because I wanted to experience what other kids around me experienced. Not everything, but some things. As a kid, I was made to feel terrible for wanting anything because I supposedly had it better. I handed my mum my paychecks for years thinking that times were just too tough, just to find out that I had nothing to feel guilty about. I feel like my childhood was taken away from me because I wanted all the things a normal kid was asking for. Yeah, I'm so sorry, OP. That sucks. And yeah, like the top comment says, I'll never understand people who put their extended family before their own children. Yeah, and also like this comment says, I brought you to America so you could have a better life. Proceeds to send the better life back home. The next one is called 25 male. Is this normal behavior from my mum? So I'm 25 male and I'm currently living at home with my parents. I went on a run this morning like an hour and 30 minutes and I didn't tell my mum. My mum knows I usually go on runs every other day. My mum called a couple of times during the run, but I didn't see because my phone was on silent. My mum also tracks me using an app on my phone, but I disabled it to save battery. I can't tell my mum where I'm going all the time and what I'm doing. I understand that she might have been worried, but she has to at least trust me a little. Now she won't talk to me and also slammed the fitness tracker I gave her on her birthday in front of me, saying that she didn't want it anymore. Like, is it normal behavior for a parent to act like this? Like, I'm not 15 anymore, I'm 25. How do I deal with this? I usually tell them where I'm going. I was just in a hurry and I forgot. No, definitely not OP. Like this comment says, tell mum to grow up and act like an adult, not an 8-year-old child. No, it's absolutely not normal behavior. You're an adult. You can come and go as you please. Yeah, definitely. And that's enough for today. I feel like we need to read something wholesome after all that entitlement. I hope you guys had a fun time today. But yeah, that's definitely enough. Tony Hawk on Twitter. Kid at a skate park as I arrive. Are you a good skater? Me. Sometimes. Him. You ever been here? Me. No. Him. You travel a lot? Me. Yeah, perhaps too much. Him. Are you a YouTuber? Me. No, I'm just a skater and a dad. Him. Want to see me do a jump? Me. Absolutely. And then I shot this picture. Wow, that's so cute. You're like, hey, you don't realize that I'm Tony Hawk, and that's amazing. That's so cool. You made a friend at the skate park. Very wholesome. The uncomfortable feeling I get when everybody watches me unwrap a gift makes me totally understand why the dog takes his treats into the other room. Yeah, how true is that? Like, oh my god, God, the pressure. Everybody's looking at me. Yeah, can definitely relate. It's a beautiful form of uncomfortable. Brain. Joke happened like 30 minutes ago. It's not funny anymore. Me? No, it's definitely still funny. Also, way longer than 30 minutes ago. It'd be like something funny that happened 2 weeks ago. I'm still laughing about this. Before we got married, you already had your own PlayStation 4, but you sold it to buy my engagement ring, so I replaced it with a new one for your birthday. Happy birthday, husband. Oh, that's so cute. Wow, it's so nice to see happy couples. Yeah, wow, that's so beautiful. And on that note, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you did and you want to see more episodes like this, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day once again goes to Susan Young, who was the comment of the day the other day. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think you'd see my post. Thank you for the shout out. You made my otherwise blue day so much better. Hugs. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad. And yeah, I definitely did see your comment, just like I saw this comment. And yeah, I really appreciate the support. And thank you all for the support, guys. And as always, make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!